Welcome to Red Lines with your very own Fariha Farooq. Today we talk about India and its curse of a dowry. India's 2024 figures recorded 5,737 dowry deaths. Pause for a moment and absorb what truly means. It means nearly 16 women dying every single day because somebody somewhere decided that marriage without financial extraction was unacceptable. It means thousands of daughters entered homes as brides and left them as dead bodies, corpses, burned, poisoned, driven to despair, tortured psychologically or systematically brutalized behind closed doors, where respectability outside concealed barbarism within. Alongside these deaths, more than 120,000 cases of cruelty by husbands or relatives were officially reported in a single year. Officially reported. In South Asia's deeply patriarchal social structure, where family honor often silences women before the law even hears them, the real number is almost certainly far higher. Behind every statistic lies a destroyed human life, a shattered family, a traumatized child, and a civilization confronting its own moral bankruptcy. Dowry is not merely a social evil anymore. It is a national moral catastrophe. Modern India proudly speaks the language of superpower ambition. It celebrates moon missions, trillion-dollar economic projections, digital revolutions, global summits, artificial intelligence, and demographic power. Yet beneath the spectacle of modernity survives a medieval marketplace where educated men with degrees, salaries, government positions, and foreign passports continue to place price tags upon marriage. In too many households, the groom is still treated not as a human being entering a sacred bond, but as an appreciating financial asset to be auctioned to the highest bidder. Well, this is not tradition. It is organized greed wrapped in cultural legitimacy. A society reveals its true character not through slogans, films, or diplomatic speeches, but through how it treats its women inside the privacy of the home. And what does it say about a civilization when thousands of women continue dying because refrigerators, cars, apartments, jewelry, cash payments, or social status demands were deemed insufficient? India today faces a terrifying contradiction. It wants the prestige of modern civilization while retaining the cruelties of feudal patriarchy. It wants the language of empowerment without dismantling the structures of domination. It wants women in universities, corporations, politics, and technology sectors, yet still tolerates a marriage economy where daughters are viewed as financial burdens and sons as instruments of extraction. No nation can become truly modern while commodifying its women. The philosophical tragedy runs even deeper. Dowry exposes the collapse of the moral purpose of marriage itself. Marriage in every great civilization and spiritual tradition was meant to represent companionship, mercy, continuity, trust, and dignity. Dowry transforms it into a commercial transaction governed by humiliation and leverage. The bride enters not as an equal human soul, but often as a negotiated payment package whose worth is constantly audited after marriage. When economics entered the sacred space of human dignity in this manner, violence had to follow. The most disturbing aspect is not merely that dowry persists among the poorer and uneducated. It thrives across the classes. Doctors demand it, engineers demand it, bureaucrats demand it, wealthy families negotiate it through coded language. Urban elites condemn patriarchy publicly while practicing refined forms of financial coercion privately. In many cases, education has not eliminated the practice. It has inflated its market value. This reveals something profoundly unsettling about social hypocrisy in contemporary India. Technological progress has outpaced moral progress. Economic growth has not produced ethical growth. The country is modernizing materially while parts of its social psychology remain trapped in feudal calculations of status, caste, and transactional honor. And this is where the issue transcends crime statistics. Dowry deaths are not isolated criminal acts alone. They are symptoms of a deeper civilizational sickness rooted in entitlement, patriarchy, status obsession, and the dehumanization of women. Every dowry negotiation carries within it the quiet assumption that a woman's presence alone is insufficient, that her dignity requires supplementation through wealth transfer. What kind of a society teaches its son that they are owed payment for accepting another human being into marriage? Even more disturbing is the silence surrounding it. Communities know, relatives know, neighbors suspect, yet social conformity often defeats moral courage. Families continue attending extravagant weddings where dowry exchange occurs openly while simultaneously pretending outrage when another woman appears in headlines as a dowry death. Society condemns the corpses after legitimizing the culture that produced it. The silence is complicity. There is also a brutal irony at work. India aspires to become a global moral voice, presenting itself as the world's largest democracy and an emerging civilizational power. Yet no civilization can claim greatness while thousands of its women continue dying over marriage transactions. GDP cannot conceal moral decay forever. Skyscrapers cannot hide the smoke rising from kitchens where brides are burnt. Digital revolutions cannot erase the psychological violence inflicted upon women pressured to adjust, while extortion masquerades as customs. Civilizations do not decline only through invasion or economic collapse. They decline when cruelty becomes normalized and conscience becomes negotiable. The real battle, therefore, is not merely legal. India already has its anti-dowry laws. The deeper struggle is cultural and philosophical. It requires dismantling the very mentality that treats daughters as liabilities and sons as investment returns. It requires redefining masculinity itself, away from entitlement and towards responsibility. It requires moral rebellion from within Indian society against customs that survive not because they are ancient, but because they continue benefiting those who hold social power. The measure of a nation is not how loudly it celebrates its greatness, but how honestly it confronts its ugliness. And until the day comes when no Indian family fears that marriage may become a death sentence for their daughter, every claim of social progress will remain shadowed by the screens behind closed doors. The silences inside burnt kitchens, an unbearable reality that in the 21st century women are being killed because greed entered the sanctity of marriage and society chose to tolerate it. This is your very own Fariha Farouk. Keep watching Red Lines. Take care.